Welcome to the Shopify Happy Hour. On this show, you'll hear from Shopify founders, operators, and growth experts on marketing strategies, lessons from the trenches, and real e-commerce insights, all shared over a different drink or snack each episode. Today's guest is Zac Curhan, co-founder of Truwild, a 100% natural supplement brand built for people who push beyond the gym. From hikers and ruckers to surfers and endurance athletes, Truwild is on a mission to deliver clean, effective supplements without the artificial ingredients and empty promises that dominate the industry. Zac, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on. Great intro.
Thanks much. Yeah, luckily I've done enough where we can kind of roll this out pretty easily. So stoked to have you on. Excited to try the products and talk through your journey. But before we kick things off, let's have a proper cheers with Truwild.
Okay.
Out to crack open the kombucha. It looks like you got the hydrate over there. So
Yeah, I got the hydrate. I got sticks. I got bags, bulk bags, and it's already in here too. So I'll cheers you.
oh, nice, good stuff. Awesome. Cheers.
Yeah. Cheers.
Nice, good stuff. Awesome. Yeah, super. It's like it's very lemonade-y, pink lemonade, I would say. So the kombucha, according to the packaging, which good job on the packaging. I will say the woman on the package, it looks like she's doing something with her leg that would cause my hip to break off if I tried it, but good for her for being able to do that. So according to the packaging, kombucha, probiotics and prebiotics, good for microflora, gut health, and enzymes. And this is a lemon, raspberry, watermelon, which to me is like a pink lemonade, like pretty tasty
It's kind of,
kombucha.
pretty simply just kombucha in powder form. And we took that trilogy flavor and we pretty much made it similar, the same as that flavor. If you got like the GT kombucha trilogy, it's the
Yep.
same flavor as
Yep.
that.
Nice. I've never heard of or seen a dehydrated kombucha. So that's awesome. You guys have that. And what are you drinking over there? Talk to me about the hydration sticks.
So we have 3 different flavors. We've got passion fruit, guava, and watermelon lemonade. I'm drinking the watermelon lemonade. Electrolytes. I know there's a lot of electrolytes on the market. What makes us unique and different is we have aminos in ours. We have ocean minerals. We use trademark ingredients of curcumin, L-glutamine. So it's a hydration and recovery formula all in one compared to just salt.
Awesome. So I've been going down the electrolyte rabbit hole a little bit recently and would love your take on what are they and why should we be consuming them?
Yeah, of course. I mean, if you think about it, everybody sweats, either if you're sleeping, you're walking, you're working out. And when you sweat, you lose electrolytes. So electrolytes are basic forms of salt, magnesium, potassium. I tell people electrolytes are energy that your nervous system, or that your cells need to produce and work functionally and have them talk to each other so you can like function um, throughout your day. And a lot of people who don't drink water or dehydrated, right? I mean, people don't realize this as well, that you can drink a ton of water, but you're not going to be hydrated because you need those key electrolytes to keep your body moving.
Nice. I had a moment a couple months ago where I was dealing with some brain fog and couldn't tell what it was. You know, I was sleeping fine. It didn't seem to be diet. I drink a lot of coffee. I work out a fair amount. So I was like, all right, maybe it's something with that. I wasn't sure. So I started consulting with, our new favorite doctor, ChatGPT, right? And I'm going back and forth on different things. And it basically said, make kind of a homemade electrolyte mix and have a banana. Within like a half hour, I was completely clear-headed and out of it. It was kind of crazy how quick of an impact that the electrolyte blend I was having could impact just mental clarity. So at that point, I was like, oh yeah, there's definitely something to this where even if you're hydrated, you might not be giving, I guess, your brain the ingredients it needs to
And your
perform.
neurons to talk to each other. And I tell people too, when they wake up, the first thing they should do is chug at least 12 to 16 ounces of water. If you want another hack, add some salt with lemon in it, and that helps detoxify your liver as well. And that helps jumpstart your day. And then you can have electrolytes post-workout or before, during a workout as well.
Fantastic. And talk to us about the kombucha. What are the benefits of that?
So many, pre and probiotics, so mostly gut friendly bacteria for you. And how we make it is pretty interesting because there's not a lot of kombucha powders out there in the market. So it's a shelf stable kombucha powder. We take a SKU, we freeze dry it, and we add apple cider vinegar, digestive enzymes, inulin, which is like artichoke, in there for fiber. And so it really does is just really helps you kind of detoxify your body and helps with your gut. So a lot of people have gut problems as well, and I believe that your gut is your second brain.
Nice. The first time I ever had kombucha, this is 25 years ago, 30 years ago, I was in a Whole Foods and I didn't know what kombucha was, had no idea about it. And I go to check out and I think I had, I was getting like some prepared food and I grabbed whatever drink I could in a glass bottle that looked like it would be tasty and hydrating. And I get to check out and I walk through and as I'm about to drink it, just shake it up real quick, because I'm like, oh, this has got to be some type of juice blend or something like that, and just explosion all over the checkout aisle. And yeah, then I was like, this is kombucha. What is this? This is new. And that's what I learned what kombucha was, and that not ideal for shaking. But what's cool about the powders is you can shake them up, and
Yeah.
then you just yeah,
It
not
doesn't
gonna.
also Another thing too, it doesn't have that carbonation vinegar mouthfeel, so I know a lot of people love that. Some people hate it. I don't like it, so I told a manufacturer to make it the same health benefits as regular kombucha, just not with that same, like, mouthfeel carbonation vinegar taste to it.
Gotcha. Nice, nice, awesome. Well, let's start at the beginning. Why'd you start the business?
Yeah. So I grew up around kind of the health sector. My dad's a doctor, my mom's a dietitian. I grew up around health and wellness. Big outdoor adventure freak, because of my parents and friends along the way as well. And everything out there in the market really didn't like cater towards me, right? So everything in the market was highly artificial, highly fake caffeine, full of ingredients that I couldn't really understand. And I was like, I want to make something that's clean, simple, tastes great, and affordable. So my partner and I started with $5,000 for a name. We started with the energy pre-workout. So that was our outdoor active fuel. So we started that. We threw it on Amazon. It sold out in 6 months. And then we just reinvested. And over the last 6 to 7 years, we've created 12 different products, with bootstrapping the business ourselves.
Amazing, amazing. How did you go from talk to me about how you went from that first $5,000 in, I imagine you used it in inventory and packaging, but how did you go from investing to building the foundational parts of the business and building that product out to then moving to a place where you were able to start scaling? Well, what did those early days look like?
A lot of scrappiness, I think, I would say at the very bare minimum. But like that $5,000 is more of like the minimum order run with our manufacturer. Is working with them on creating a formula that not only tasted great, but actually worked. That money went to our website, Amazon, and then just learning how to do ads along the way. I believe in any business thing, you always are be there's gonna be a solid foundation that you have, but you're always gonna be kind of pivoting and changing as you go. Because you think in the beginning you're gonna go north, but really you're gonna go east and south, and then you're gonna finally get back to north at the end of the day. So it's all about being able to have adaptability and have a belief in your product.
Nice. How did you dial in the formulations at the beginning? Can you talk to me about
Yeah.
what you wanted to have in the product and how you prove that concept with your initial customer base?
Yeah. So the first product was outdoor active fuel. And back then in 2018, there wasn't really like a energy supplement for the outdoors. And so at that time period, my co-founder was actually the manufacturer as well. So I leveraged him and his team's expertise on this. But when it came down to like the ingredients and the benefits, we were like benefit first. So when we think about it, when you're out hiking, right, and you're out there for 2, 3, 4 hours, what do you lack? You lack energy, right? So you lack energy, you lack hydration and mental stability, right? You're out in the wild, right? So you're not going to be taking a Red Bull. You're not going to be taking a pre-workout because what happens when you take those, you crash. So we want something that had sustainable energy. So that's from natural caffeine. So we use yerba mate, green tea, coffee bean. We had 5 trademark ingredients that really helped with like performance, mental clarity. So we used Pico 2, which is a Ayurvedic adaptogen. So adapt to your body's physical and mental stressors. We threw in about 1,000 milligrams of coconut water in there as well for hydration. So we really want to build like an all-in-one sustainable energy product that like when you take one scoop and you're drinking while you're hiking, you're good for 2, 3, 4 hours.
Awesome. And how did you dial in the product in terms of flavors and what was in it? What did that look like from coming up with those first formulations to landing on the product set that you have now?
So the first, again, I mean, we had a really good in-house R&D team that we would go back and forth on sampling. We told them, hey, this is what we want in it. This is kind of what we want to benchmark. And they did a really good job of kind of like providing samples iterations, trial and error, right? So that was how we launched the first product. And as we built the foundation, we had a little bit bigger consumer base. I mean, on Amazon, it's hard to actually reach out to those consumers, but on our Shopify website, we would create like surveys of, hey, these are the products we're looking for. What's something that you want? And what would you enjoy? And what are the benefits that you're looking for? So we take a lot of their feedback. And then some lucky customers we actually sent samples to and be like, hey, we'd love to get your feedback. Mostly we kept it really internal. And from there, it was just, just slowly building over time. And some of these products didn't work, right? So I've got rid of 3 or 4 SKUs because, some of them just don't hit the way that they should. And you have to learn to just roll up the punches. If it's not selling well, and you're having a bunch of inventory, it's not beneficial to order more for the future.
Gotcha. So what did you do in those cases? How do you unload that inventory? If you launch a new SKU and you see that it's not selling as well as expected, what do you do? What's your playbook at that point?
Discount, donate. There's some companies out there who actually will buy them from you at your COGS. So we did that. I learned that the hard way. Don't do that because we've had to pay a pretty penny for shipping and some other underlying expenses I didn't incur. And then the sad thing is, I'll take example. We had a Protect Plus or base layer product. It's immune supplement. It was right before COVID. We had 5,000 units. I said, it's not selling well. So I got rid of all of them. And we had maybe like 1,000 left. And that 1,000 right as COVID hit just skyrocketed. And so we had to order more of it. And it was just bad timing, bad place. It sucked because that money could have used to helped us with more, initiative.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Well, live and learn, I guess.
Yeah.
So, talk to me now about what platforms are you on? Where are you selling? And what is, I guess, the mix of best performing channels across all of those?
Yeah. The last 3 years, we've kind of pivoted and changed to different sales channels. So, like, if we go back 3 years, we were on eBay, we were on Walmart, we were on Amazon, our website, Expert Voices, a lot of other e-retail channels. We did wholesale. Now, if you fast forward to today, we're like 70% Amazon, 30% or 25% Shopify or website, and like 5% other e channels as well. And that e channels there's a lot of different sales channels out there that do sell pretty well, like Expert Voices and some of like the feed and some of these other online e channels.
Gotcha. So, why did you narrow to those few?
Focus, right? At the end of the day, you have to kind of like, if you're spread too thin, I mean, when you're on 5 different sales channels and managing inventory and managing um, product copy, content, artwork, everything on that, managing all those SKUs across those, it's a lot of work. And so you lose, we might miss orders, your ads, you'll be spending ads in different places altogether. So we just said, hey, you know what? Let's figure out where are we most profitable? Where's the biggest growth opportunity and focus in those channels.
Gotcha. So, you've been on Amazon for almost 10 years now. How has the platform changed? What worked in 2018 that does not work today? And what techniques are you using or strategies are you using now versus almost 10 years ago?
There's some, yeah, I mean, majority is reviews. I mean, I bet a lot of people can see how that's changed dramatically. There's some like, how do I say this, gray hat solutions that like really pump your reviews up. Now Amazon can literally take you off. I mean, I don't know if you've seen what happened to Bloom, but Bloom, they took off their product because of manipulation. So there's ways that you could have like QR codes on top of it and direct more traffic there. And now they're very strict. So Amazon, I would say, of the last 10 years have made it very difficult to win with white or gray hat solutions. Now it's really about directing traffic to Amazon. Amazon's not a place that you search, find, and buy anymore. I believe Amazon is a place that you just go buy. So people are doing their research off of Amazon through TikTok, Instagram, ChatGPT, Reddit, all these places collecting all their information. And then once they have that information, like, okay, I'm going to go to Amazon buy because it's 2 day shipping and no one else does that.
Gotcha. Makes sense. So, how are you influencing that purchase path? What are you doing on the other platforms that you mentioned, whether it's TikTok or Reddit or anywhere outside of Amazon to influence those sales on Amazon?
I would say TikTok's our biggest kind of like traffic driver on that. I think TikTok is the Wild West still. A lot of brands are killing it. A lot of brands are spending a lot of money to kill it as well. But it's really doing like a sampling program with TikTok, doing videos, just generating a lot of traffic. Because TikTok's the one place I still believe that you can go viral like instantly. And that one video might go to not only, it might not be shadow banned, it might go to like a million people in one day versus other ways on Facebook and Instagram. It's a little more difficult. That, and then we do organic, right? So I do a lot of like in person community events, farmers markets, collab with other brands locally here in San Diego. And we just try and get as many eyeballs as we can and then push the traffic to Amazon because that helps with your rank.
So let's talk about organic content. Lots of brands are looking at organic as a moat, especially as advertising costs have increased over the past few years. It can be more difficult to acquire customers for brands, especially with AOV. That is typical for lots of CPG products. So, what are you doing with organic, both with the content you mentioned locally and activations, along with that seeding program that you're doing with affiliates on TikTok?
It's a challenging thing, right? Because I think everyone's using paid media and looking at your LTV and your res and all these things, which is great. Organic really comes from like guerrilla style marketing. So it's really for me, it's like, how do I get in front of as many people as I can? And that's through like local events, community events, fitness events, doing pop ups, and then doing a lot of like brand collabs, like I said before, with other like minded brands. So maybe not like they're a fitness brand or a clothing brand, and we go to a gym and we collab of I'll provide the electrolytes, you provide your clothes, and then do like a workout at the gym and like promote that way as well. So that's one way. And then the seeding thing on TikTok is just really giving out free samples and like giving out products to influencers, athletes, and having them help promote for you.
Nice. How are you finding those athletes and people to promote on TikTok?
And it's not. I mean, there's a lot of different platforms out there, but it's really I comb through and have my team helps comb through Instagram, looking at. It's not about to me. It's not about like how many followers you have. It's about the education that you bring. It's about the value. It's can you tell us a great story? Are you someone that people can connect with? So it takes a lot of hard time to find these like organic, true, I would say affiliates or influencers or what you want to call it to help promote your brand. So there's a lot of homework involved with that.
Gotcha. And so when you are sampling with influencers, can you talk to us about the process looks like? So you go through and you find a certain set of influencers, affiliates. What does that next step look like from getting them to agree to whatever the program is, all the way through providing assets and promoting your brand?
Case by case basis really depends. I might find someone who I see on Instagram and they do a really good job storytelling. I might just DM them, say, hey, I'm co-founder of this company. I'd love to send you some free products. I'm not trying to sell you. I'd love for you to try it. Tell me what you think. And then we start the dialogue, right? So it's building that relationship. Once they love it, which most of the time they do, then I can say, hey, what would it look like if you helped promote for us? What would it look like if we did a campaign or if we did all these things? And like slowly getting into it versus just being like, hey, here's free product, go post it. You get a 10% affiliate code of some sort. That doesn't work. Right. So it's like building that relationship. And it takes time. Right. That's what I've seen actually work on TikTok. It's about seeding and sampling and just like throwing as many products as you can at these TikTok influencers and have them making videos for you because those videos actually create some what's the word? It just makes you feel like legit. I guess I was trying to find the right word. The more people see it, the more eyeballs you get. No matter who they're coming from, they're gonna like research it and look more into it, and then they might buy because I realized that people don't buy off the first view. It takes them 3 to 4 times to actually see something before they want to buy it.
Makes sense. Yeah. The analogy I use is if people are checking out at the grocery store and their breath stinks and there's a pack of gum there, they just need to see it one time. But for most other products that requires any sort of consideration, they need to be exposed several times and having content where it's people they respect or at least people in their community talking about a brand that they like and why they like it, that can go a long way towards influencing that conversion. So on TikTok, are you driving traffic? Are you keeping people on TikTok and having them transact within that TikTok environment, or are you driving them outside of TikTok to transact on either Amazon or Shopify?
Yeah, we do both. We have TikTok Shop, right, which is I think is another great kind of sales vehicle. But a lot of people won't. I don't know. It's interesting. I don't think a lot of people trust TikTok just yet. So they're still like doing the research on TikTok, and then they'll buy somewhere else because TikTok doesn't have two-day shipping like Amazon does. Yeah, we do. We have do both platforms. I would love to grow our TikTok shop platform because I think you can get a lot of velocity that way, but you people heavily discount their products.
Got it. Got it. And what are you doing to grow your Shopify business, and what marketing channels have you seen as successful for that?
That's the thing. I mean, I haven't really seen a successful thing. I think with supplements, it's really hard. I mean, your return on asset spend, your ROAS, we haven't seen anything above a two. I think in different categories, you see people in three or four. So like we're like break even, lose on the first sale. And then, I mean, the beautiful thing about supplements is once someone loves it, they'll buy it again. Right. And so you might lose on that first sale, but you might gain them for like 6 to 9 months as a customer and they'll keep coming back. So you'll make your money back. But I've actually slowed down on our ad spend on our Facebook standpoint just because I don't, you have to have a lot of money to make a lot of money in that world. And we're bootstrapped. We don't have capital backed. We don't have thousands of dollars just to throw out the wall and hope that they come back. So I've looked at other ways of driving growth instead of Facebook.
Gotcha. Makes sense. Yeah, Zuckerberg is a rich man for a reason, and he's making a lot of money off the backs of lots of e-commerce brands. And yeah, the days of dropping $1 in the meta machine and getting $8 back, that is very rare these days, if possible at all, like it was years ago. So looking at, so we're talking in May 2026. So over the rest of the year ahead, what does your growth plan look like? Like, what channels are you investing in? And can you talk about like any sort of marketing mix, like how you're investing in specific channels in order to continue to grow?
Yeah. This year could be maybe a flat or slight growth year. We're looking at being more profitable is kind of our goal. And so we're looking at where is our cash cow, where's like the sales channel that's actually doing the best. It's Amazon, even though they do take a pretty hefty fee from you, but we're spending and doing more ads because we're seeing a better return on our asset spend on Amazon than anywhere else. So I'd say Amazon's definitely number one. And then wholesale is also another opportunity for us because we have a pretty interesting wholesale program and we have a great team member, Richie, on our team who manages that. That does a pretty good job for us.
So talk to us about your wholesale program.
Yeah. A lot of people don't realize this too, but like it's really easy that you can just, you have to build the foundation of it, right? But like once you have that and you have the wholesale sheets, you have the sales sheets, and you have the sales like strategy of really, to me, it's a simple formula of finding stores or like-minded stores or stores that your competitors are in, give them a call. We looked at mostly independent health food stores. I don't look at chains. We are in Bristol Farms, which is in Healthy Edge Foods, which is a major chain, but we do a lot of just cold calls of reaching out to them. And then once we get someone, be like, it's the same way of influencers. Can we send you a sample kit? We send you a sample kit that has all of our information, our price sheet, and we follow up when they get it. Once they get it, we say, hey, how did you like it? Do you think this would be a great fit for your store? And we actually done that. And we've gone to about 100 stores by doing that. And that's not including the chains that we're in with Bristol Farms and Healthy Edge Group as well. So it's a unique strategy, but it's worked for us and it helps bring in, cash flow for us as well.
Nice. How are you finding those stores to go after?
Google's your best friend. Google, ChatGPT, there's a lot of scraping tools out there that you can do. You can hire some people to scrape for you. But I think like Claude and Chat has been a good way of saying, hey, these are the type of stores we're in. Can you give us a list of them? So that's, and then we built some programs around that as well. But that you can go on Google and just type in, what are healthy stores in my 5 mile square radius, and we'll give you that. You just got to pick up the phone and learn how to sell. So we have that and email as well.
Nice. And are you doing the cold calling? Do you have people on the team doing it?
I have my one wholesale manager. He manages that. If you had before him, it was me. So it was me literally picking up the phone, calling. I still do it now because I actually enjoy it. It's actually, to me, it's fun of doing cold call and selling in that way and getting an account that way. But yeah, we have Richie who manages that. And then if I step in and help as well, I do that. And I also locally in San Diego, anywhere I go, so I go to the gym every morning. 3 or 4 years ago, I said, hey, I would love to sell my product there. That's an easy sell, right? So it's like everywhere you go, you're constantly selling yourself. and finding ways.
Love it. So, what is the typical cold call look like? How does that go? You find a local health store through ChatGPT or through Google search, you get their number. What is that? What does that script look like?
It's first you have to get to the gatekeeper, right? So the gatekeeper is not the rep on the phone. You have to talk to the general manager, the buyer of that store. And then I literally just ask them, I'd be like, hey, we're a local company. I would love to send you some samples of our products. We're all natural. I mean, do you currently carry these products? I mean, I do a little research to see what they do carry, and then be like, I'd love to send you a sample kit. What's your address? And that's it. So don't sell them on the spot. Have them actually give them your address, ship it in or send the sample in, and then track it. So know once they receive the sample, you call them back again, be like, hey, just checking in. I want to make sure that you got the sample. It says delivered. Let me know if you have any questions. Wait another week, call back and say, hey, how did you like the sample? We'd love to have our products in your store. And they say either yes or no.
Gotcha. I love it. You're basically doing product seeding for wholesale, similar to how lots of D2C brands are doing product seeding for influencers or content creators.
Yeah. Yeah. But I tell people to don't do wholesale until you have established, I would say, Amazon or website account because people are gonna be like, "Who are you? We don't know you," right? We have a big enough following on our Instagram. We have, really good reviews on our website and our Amazon, so that like they always search. They always like will do their research too and be like, "Who are you?" So they can see on Amazon we've got 5-star reviews. They can see all the reviews on our website, and that helps create some credibility as well.
Nice. What percentage about of accounts, if you send them samples, what percentage of those turn into wholesalers who are paying for product?
I don't have that top of my head, but I would say like maybe 30-40% maybe. I'd say we have a pretty good success rate. But the hardest part is doing the homework and the research up front. So you can't just like Google health food store and like someone like pull up GNC and be like, I'm gonna try and sell GNC. There's no way you're gonna sell GNC because they have their whole strategy is they have a centralized buyer and it's a massive, chain. But if you find like a mom and pop store, it's called Cassidy Health Food Store. They only have one of them. They don't sell that much. Let's say they sell some supplements, but don't have electrolytes or kombucha. You can easily, I would say that success rate's like at a 40 or 50% because once they try it, they love it. And they're like, actually, we don't carry that. So we'll love to try it. And we try and, a lot of people go through distributors, right? Or brokers. We go direct. So our case minimum doesn't have to be like 12 cases. Like let's just buy 3. And then you just start that momentum that way as well.
That's great. I love it. I love that you've got a seeding program for wholesale and 30 to 40% seems pretty high. So that seems like a pretty high success rate for landing an account that could purchase in volume consistently month after month. So I love that. You mentioned reviews as incredibly important both on Amazon and off. What do you do to influence that? I know you mentioned that there were more black hat and gray hat ways to get reviews that are not really allowed and can get brands into trouble. What are you doing to influence reviews in a way that is above board and gets the volume and quality of reviews that you're looking for?
Yeah, I mean, we use a lot of, I would say it's tech stack tools on our website. So I think Smile is one of them. We would use like a rewards program. So if you like leave a review, you get rewards points. Those points can use to buy future purchases. We use like stamps as well, which sends emails to customers who buy. And yeah, I mean, I can't really share much of the white black hat solutions, right? I mean, those would get me in trouble, but we don't do those anymore. It's mostly just having a great product and messaging customers and asking them politely to write us a review.
Nice. Love it. Love it. When you talk about future product iterations, I know you said you had over a dozen SKUs and you recently pulled back to kind of just get rid of SKUs that weren't selling as much. What's next for the product lineup? Are you looking to roll out new SKUs or are you looking to stay with what you have right now?
Stay with what we have, then you can change packaging formats. So going to more single serve items like this versus like the bulk buy. I'm looking at new flavors of existing SKUs. And there are some interesting products I would love to launch. I'm just waiting because we don't want to be at the end of the day, we don't want to be like everyone else. We don't need a creatine. We don't need a vitamin D, right? We don't need another protein powder. I want to create something that like people actually need to have some benefit for. So it's like either a combination of 2 different ingredients and helping from a benefit standpoint. Fiber is really hot right now. So like A functional mushroom fiber coffee blend could be cool, right? Helps you. Right, so those are the things I'm looking at is really paying my having my pulse on, I would say, just product development of seeing like what are everyone doing, because when everyone goes left, I kind of want to go right in a way, because I think there's sometimes it's good to have something that no one else has.
So I love that mindset where you want to carve a niche that is a little bit open. So when everybody's zigging, you zag, right? So you can have more of that open space. The challenge with that is if you move into a space where there is not as much demand as you'd expect. So how do you assess the market to understand which type of product would be worth rolling out, knowing you're not kind of following a trend, but you're kind of leading with your own trend? How do you assess the market and have as much assurance as possible going into that market that there's going to be demand for that new product you're looking to build out?
I mean, there's tools out there like Amazon Jungle and some of these other things, Scout Jungle, that like will show you kind of like where is the traffic demand. TikTok's another great place too. I mean, if you just go on TikTok and you doom scroll, I bet you'll lose yourself in some things that you've never thought of before. And there's a lot of analytics and tools that you can pull from that. And then customer feedback is another thing as well. Getting surveys, understanding what people actually want, because you don't want, you might want to make a product for yourself, but no one's going to buy it. So at the end of the day, you need to get feedback to help support your decision as well. And at the end of the day, you might make something that flops. That's just the nature of the beast. So again, pivot and find a way.
How are you collecting those surveys?
Emails, not calling because that would take way too long, but doing like maybe quarterly surveys to customers and saying, having 5 questions, multiple choice of having them make it easy for them. And then from there, collecting that data, analyzing it, and moving forward. It'd be great if Amazon had a way that you can like reach out to your customers and give them feedback, but I get it. It's Amazon's customers.
Gotcha. Gotcha. And by doing that, has that influenced previous products that you've rolled out?
Yeah. We'll see on like flavor stuff and ingredients, but I would say mostly flavor, because we asked them, hey, we love this idea. And a lot of people like, hey, this is a great flavor. Is this something you'd buy? Versus just like, you know, running with it. That's how we got actually into sticks, is enough people based off our survey said, we need single serve, we need single serve. And I said, I don't think you need it. And finally I caved and I was like, actually the customers are right. So I kind of let my ego down and we had to do it. Even though it's not the easiest and most cost effective way to offer a solution, it sometimes you have to listen to your customers. Always have to listen to your customers.
Nice. Are you seeing demand for that packaging size?
Yeah, it's becoming our number one top 3 SKU.
Well, there we go. There we go. Proof's in the pudding. Nice. Good stuff. Well, let's move into the speed round. So each answer in, a minute or so or less. What is one book that you highly recommend?
I mean, I'm gonna sci-fi. Are we doing business or just regular? I'm gonna say sci-fi. Dark Matter is a great book that everyone should read.
Nice. I haven't heard of that. I'll add that to the list. What is an under the radar product or brand that you love?
I would say one of my buddies' company is called Rolflex. It's like an arm tool that's like a massage tool that helps for post workout and massaging.
Great. What is one thing you do better than most people and how do you do it?
Connect at a deeper level. I feel like I'm an energetic human being, spiritual, that I can heal people, and I'm an empath, so I feel people's energy and be able to connect real quickly and build rapport.
Love it. Have you always been, has that always been an innate thing or have you had to work at that?
I've always had it, but I had a spiritual life coach that really helped me tap into it. And I thought growing up that I was weird, but I realized that this weirdness that I have is actually a huge benefit that's helped me.
Nice.
Right.
So how do you do it? We're gonna break out of the speed
Yeah,
round
for
for a
sure.
minute.
Yeah, no. So I meditate every day. I'm really connected to myself. I'm really grounded. And for some reason, when I enter a room, I can feel other people's energy. And I don't want to say I'm psychic, but there's some qualities where I can read people easily. And then just by like calming my ego down and kind of just absorbing theirs and just building rapport. I don't know how, it's really difficult to explain it, but with you, I can somehow maybe pull something out, but another time, but it's like I can connect with people at a very deeper meaning. And I think it's because I let my ego go and I'm trying to like focus on someone else and really seek to understand where they come from.
Nice. So at what age, about how old were you when you discovered that you kind of you had stronger ability with this than others?
I would say I was 16. So as a kid, and I think what my superpower was as a kid, I didn't speak a lot. I was very quiet. And so I just took in all this information. I sat there, people watched, other people speak for me. And I think what that happened is I just watched people and I kind of understood who they were without understanding who they are. And so it really clicked though, I would say 3 or 4 years ago when I got a spiritual life coach, and she really taught me a lot of these, not courses, but just kind of routines that allowed me to connect to my higher self. And when that happened, I think it allowed for like this whole world to open up in a very spiritual way. I saw the world not 2D, but 4D. And it's really changed for me. I know it's really
Nice.
woo woo. It's very woo woo, and a lot of people don't understand, but I think people who live in the 4D world, who are very spiritually connected, they get it. So it's really difficult to explain to someone who's maybe not on the same wavelength. But it's been pretty amazing. Things.
I'm all about the woo. Let's dive in. So talk to me about the meditation process. Is that a daily thing? Is it once a day? And if so, what does that look like?
Yeah, yeah. So it's once a day. I have a red light panel, so I sit in front of it. I used to have like a prompt that I go through, but it's mostly closing your eyes, drowning out everything that's going on, not thinking about anything, and then really just trying to think about. I mean, I'm gonna close my eyes and do it, but like, like putting your hands on the ground and like feeling yourself connected to the core of the earth, and then thinking about going all the way up to the center of your head, all the way up to the universe, past the universe, and think of like a white light, and just thinking about being connected to a higher source. And once you're there, kind of asking your guides to be able to talk to you and asking them for questions or throwing something out there of like saying, what should I be, like higher source, what should I be doing today that's going to like benefit me and serve others. And if you sit quietly, your subconscious mind will come up with something. And that's how I've realized that more you're connected to yourself, the more you let your ego down, you have this like higher spiritual journey that's inside that a lot of people have that people don't know about it. And if you're quiet enough, you'll hear it. And once you hear it, you can't go back because it's makes you realize that we're a soul with a body, not a body with a soul. Now your soul and energy and everything's I've interweaved and connected. And that energy is throughout your whole life. And so if you listen to it and you see it, you can kind of understand the frequencies of it.
What are some things that you have asked this higher source that has given you insight you would not have gotten from, let's say, our normal 2D reality? What are a few examples?
I've kind of asked like, why am I here? What's the meaning of my life? And I've gone that I'm here to heal. And I got this like warm, fuzzy feeling of love and seeing that in meditation sometimes like I not hallucinate, but I just like see different colors and things. I saw myself really put my hand over everyone in this world and realize that everyone is their heart is wounded and they don't love each other. And my love is overpowering of my cup is over full, and thanks to my parents for giving me that. But so I'm here to heal. And is it healing through my products? Is it healing through me talking with you? Is it me healing through just like being um, you know, a being of light and joy and being like a light warrior for others and like helping them heal from the inside out. That really just was a big epiphany of, there's a lot of people out there who are not healed and they fake it. I mean, they have, they show that they are, but their ego is in front of it. And sometimes if you get rid of the ego and you look at the just themselves and their heart, they need a lot of help. And a lot of people are wounded. So I'm here to help in some shape or form. And I can't really describe it in words, but I can feel it.
Well, I don't think it's a coincidence that if you're here to heal, that you've launched a brand that is creating products for people to improve their body and with the neural pathways, improving their mind and their cognition, and also getting closer to nature too. So that's likely not a coincidence. How do you tap into that for? Because we're on a business podcast, how do you tap into that for business growth? I guess if you have any tips for people who are looking to leverage higher power or higher source and connect to spirit to guide them on their business path, what tips would you have for them?
I mean, get out of your own way is one, get in nature, get grounded, and ask the question. I would say do this, leave your phone at home or in the car, go on a walk, go in the nature, go surf, jump in the ocean, go do yoga, do something that doesn't have your phone and just see where your thoughts take you. A very important and like a important and impactful, I'd say, meditation is go on a walk without your phone and start asking questions. And literally ask any question about your business, your life, your spirit, whatever it may be, and you'll see that answers will come. And they come in very mysterious ways. If it's a car drives by and you see a license plate or something, a song goes on, if you of some sort, you run into someone, they smile at you. There's a lot of miracle things that are happening around you if you just open your eyes and shut your brain down and just see.
Love it. I think that's great advice for people, regardless of if they're looking to get extra insight or just be a healthier, better version of themselves. Putting the phone down and connecting to nature is certainly good. And then, especially connecting to higher power as well. So, thanks for sharing that and for pulling out of the speed run for that. I thought that was a super cool thing to dive into while we're talking about that. So that's great for discussing one thing that you just naturally do better than most. Going back into the e-commerce and shopping world, what's a favorite experience that you've had online or offline related to shopping? So it could be favorite store, favorite website. What's a favorite experience you've had related to commerce?
Interesting. There's so many. I try and do a lot of research with a lot of different companies, but what I've realized too is what I think are the cool experiences that I've seen is like this AI chat model you see on these websites. So not only having a human chat is, I mean, that's great, but like they know your behavior already because you've been on that site already, and they give you ideas, and they like it's instead of like a two-way street, they're like throwing information at you versus like you asking them, which kind of scary. It's is what it is. So that's one. Another thing is I was just on a shoe site, I think it was Hoka, and now I was like curious, how do these shoes look on me? And they have this new feature where you can actually like take that. They'll have like you scan your feet and the shoes are on your feet. So you can kind of see what they look like. So that's something else.
Nice, super cool. On the topic of AI, what is a favorite way that you're using AI right now?
Oh, I'm deep into the rabbit hole of OpenClaw. Amy is my Claude bot, and she is doing amazing things. And I spend several hours just deep diving and using her. Mostly right now, it's very mundane work, but I really think that AI is the future. And like Claude and ChatGPT and OpenAI and all these companies are great, and they're just building like the infrastructure of the brain of AI. And I think the future could be these robot personal assistants that we're going to have pretty soon. So my biggest thing is I tell people help the machine run, even though it's scary because the future is coming, and that information that you feed, I think, is going to be 10x returns for what you need later down the road.
So what's a use case that you have Amy working on? What is she helping you with?
So right now she's actually doing cron jobs, which she's pulling in inventory reports. So every Wednesday she pulls an inventory from Amazon or 3PL, and then she gives me a pretty detailed list of like, here's how much inventory you have. This is some inventory you need to look at buying. Here's what your sales velocity is. And I mean, I had to train her and give her an SOP for doing it. But now it used to take me an hour. She does in 5 minutes.
So what would your advice be to somebody who is not as savvy with AI, but they are working in e-commerce and looking to get started with it? What would be the starter steps to get
First,
going?
let's start playing with it. I mean, there's all these different models. I think they're all pretty similar, if you ask me. I mean, my biggest thing is just start playing around with ChatGPT or Claude and just using it. That or just watching YouTube videos and learning about it. But my biggest thing is watching is one thing, doing is another. Like you learn by doing. So just throw some information in there and see what it can do. And it'll blow your mind.
What's nice about AI is it's the first technology that will teach you how to use it. So if you're looking to accomplish something, you can literally build out playbooks and educational systems with AI on how to use AI better to accomplish the goal that you're looking to
I mean,
accomplish, which is
it's
pretty neat.
insane. If I get broken links or I'm making like code of some sort in my website or something with Amy in my claw, I literally throw that into Claude in the chat in the code section. I screenshot and say fix it, and it fixes it instantly and tells me what to do. So like the two bots are talking to each other offline, online, fixing solutions that I had no idea how to fix.
Love it. Love it. Who is somebody we should have on a future episode of the podcast?
I have a lot of friends in ecom. Maybe we throw on my friend Ryan on here too. He's does the roll flex. So if you give it 1 second, I'll show you what it is. Oh, he's gonna love that I did this. But this is what it is. Helps with think of like a human nutcracker. Use it on legs or arms or wrists. People tend to sell though it helps, but it's a really awesome thing. And I think he's growing too. I mean, he's been doing this the same time as I'm doing it. And I think it'd be great to have him on the pod and talk about his product.
Nice. I've used that before. I didn't know what the name of it
Oh,
was,
you have?
but that is fantastic, especially if you're doing any type of forearm workout. So if you're doing dead hangs or farmers carries or anything where your forearm's getting like jacked and tweaked, even if you are typing a lot. If you're, on the in front of the laptop and keyboard, that thing can help a lot because it just loosens up
Yeah.
your forearm
Or
in a
I
really nice
mean,
way.
masseuses out there or chiropractors, since they're always working on their hands, this helps relieve that tension as well.
Nice, good stuff. Awesome, awesome. Well, Zach, thank you so much for building Truwild and staying true to your mission of creating clean, natural supplements for people who push beyond the gym. Also, thank you for sharing your story and insights with us today on the Shopify Happy Hour, especially related to connecting to higher power and self and sharing all of that with us. Really appreciate it and best of luck with continued growth through the year ahead.
Thank you.